Hello guys, and welcome back to HJW Gaming and a further season update from my Tactics Evolved server. It is currently day 40, I think day 45, maybe day 44. End of day 44, so it's nearly day 45. So I thought I'd give you another update. It's been about 2 weeks since my previous update. As you can see here in season progress, not a huge amount has moved since last time we looked. Dol Guldur currently has not been occupied, and no kingdom currently occupies 5 significant control points. Not that would have been triggered till we took Dol Guldur anyway. Looking at the overall map, you can see it does look like it paints somewhat bleak pictures. Of course, my kingdom home, being the light blue, currently dominate the majority of the map. My fellowship home has primarily been operating in this northern area, fighting against Dharm and Mine. Last time we left off, we were fighting around these kind of passes up here, and you'll see we've since progressed overward, taking additional land, such as for Rodwaith in the north, and some of these areas just to the west of Rivendell. This is obviously significant progress since my last update where we were fighting around the passes. The reason for this is, as you can see, the Quahog Kingdom, currently held by Cogs, is kind of pinned at the minute in Orthanc, and you'll notice that Legion is kind of nowhere to be seen either. And the reason for that is Legion was pinned by the Coal Kingdom up in the northwest of the map, repeatedly unable to be relocated and just stuck in that top corner, and they were separated from Cogs, so were unable to join their kingdom. So we had to progress across this northern side to try and release Legion and help them out of basically their trapped corner. Meanwhile, Cole, of course, have been pushing south, taking areas owned by Cogs and trapping them in Orthanc, with the potential guys to take their capital. However, you'll see now Legion have taken some of these northern areas. They have taken Rivendell, so they have a capital, and they've taken some of the other keeps like Etten-Moors. So they've been able to progress across this north now that we've cleared a path through, and the plan is hopefully for Cogs to move north as well, so they can kind of come behind a little bit of a shield from us to prevent themselves being zeroed. Meanwhile, you'll see we've progressed south, and when I say we, this isn't my fellowship, this is Burn, so our current partner fellowship, and you can see they've been pushing across. The reason for this is Wolf and Crow, the other kingdom, who primarily previously occupied all of the south, pushed across and attacked our other allies in Ones. So we pushed south and moved to basically cut them off and try and prevent them from taking One's capital, which was Barad-dûr, which of course now since then has been occupied. We haven't been able to keep up quite as quickly. But we have since taken Minas Tirith and also captured the kingdom capital of Pelagia, which I think now a new capital has been established for them down in the southeast. But yes, we have managed to split Crow and Wolf away from each other, and both of these kind of movements were mainly designed for trying to help protect and defend our allies. However, since then we have had discussions with most of the other leaders around the server, and you'll see here we do have kind of a meeting point with the Coal Kingdom. We have since come to agreement with them that they'll stop pushing at us, they'll stop trapping Legion and Cogs, and they will release them to basically get their capital rewards, as of course we want our allies to try and get some form of rewards as well, preferably a gold badge, as they did help us out very much earlier in the season when it looked like it was going to be everyone piled on us. And then in the southwest, of course, you'll see that there is kind of a little bit of skirmishes elsewhere. Ones and Dirt keep going back and forth. Dirt still holds keeps in the east. But primarily Ones are a little bit thrown out in the mud at the minute, where they've kind of lost most of their lands to Wolf and Crow. So at the minute you see there's a big red ping around Minas Morgul. We're trying to help Ones re-establish themselves where we can, because we think we've helped Cogs and Legion enough that they should be able to capture some of these capitals, like Gundabad up in the north, for example. And then Dol Guldur, of course, we will be capturing ourselves, and then there's Edoras as well. And between that, we also have, of course, Ridersburg, Erebor, for example, currently hold Minas Tirith. We have enough capitals here to get our Renowned Conqueror badge, which is, I believe, 5 capitals, including Dol Guldur. So that's all we really need. We're not looking to take any more capitals than we need. So that means there should be enough for 2 other gold badges, I believe, which can be... Of course, we're going to prioritise giving that to our allies, as I said, in Legion and Cogs, and then one of the opposition teams can also then pick up 3 capitals as well and get a gold badge, and then we should be able to give our other allies in ones should end with a capital as well, and then the other opposition fellowship kingdom as well should be able to end as well with a capital. So there should be enough rewards to kind of distribute amongst everyone and try and get the maximum rewards for the server possible. So whilst it looks like we're overbearing and dominating the map, we're not doing as badly as it sounds. We're not just kind of being tyrannical and trying to take every capital we can and maximise our own rewards. We are looking to help everyone else as much as we can. Looking across the rankings, you'll see we have slipped pretty heavily. We're currently 94th in merit. Not a huge movement since my last video. We have also slipped just outside the top 50 as well, which is not ideal, as of course we need to try and finish in the top 50 to maximise our season end rewards. So I'm going to have to push a little bit harder in the coming days to make sure that we get those 300 season reward points, which should see us end, you know, on a fair few points, 1600 once we've captured Dol Guldur. Our commander-wise, you'll see we haven't moved again. As I haven't increased a lot of merit, we haven't had a lot of PvP, still sat around level 48, 47. Of course, this can be more tricky now. As we're further in the server, a lot more people have level 50, so we're not getting the same results we had early server when we had a lot of prior level advantage early on in the season, and now actually we are facing the disadvantage due to that period of inactivity I mentioned in the last video, due to home workload basically. But we have started pulling out the second team a little bit and just giving it a bit of a test. With Gil Galad coming a little bit back in the meta, I've been trying to use him and just seeing if I can integrate him into our main team, and I haven't seen a lot of success in this. But we have been trying out other comms, the Witch King as well, for example. Now commanders who are respect 4 can use the kind of third skill tree. It does open up a lot for us to try and use other commanders, and we are debating ascending some other ones. For example, we currently use King of Men in our main team. I'm debating ascending Shadow and adding him as like a Wild Council clearer. But we do have Bayorn as well, slowly gaining in respect. So somewhere soon I might be able to use him once he hits respect 4. You know, our King of Men's only respect 6, so it's not a huge step away to get to that. We do have a lot of commanders here, like Isildur, Elrond, for example. We have picked up Azog in our most recent invitation. So we could build quite a strong troop support formation, though I don't think we have the gear particularly for this. Ideally, we'd look to get some kind of respect refund so we could pump some of this respect into Bayorn or someone like that. But as that doesn't seem forthcoming, it looks like we're going to stick with what we've got. And for now, King of Men is doing a pretty good job at outputting some decent damage. As you can see, the gear I've kind of swapped over to him. He was performing a lot better than Gil Galad, actually, when we swapped them over and gave it a test that way. I don't think I'm welled enough, really, to use that kind of formation. If you're looking to purchase bundles or gem packs, check out my creator code down in the description. It's quick, easy, and officially licensed by NetEase. All you need to do is log in on the left-hand side using your server and user ID, and you can then select the various bundles available and pay using credit card, NetEase credit, or PayPal. If you're like me and not from the US, this store will charge in US dollars, so actually you'll save yourself up to 20% versus what you'd pay in-game. And additionally, you still get the additional bonus gems and double gem offers that you get in-game, so it's definitely worth checking out. Thank you in advance. So now that we've talked about the kind of primary story of the server, let's take a look into a couple of battle reports, see if just show a couple of things that we've had recently, kind of explain what we've been discussing. So at this point in the server, there's a big swing based around not only gear but also level advantage. You see here we had, you know, a pretty significant win here, picking up some merit. We are trying to gain a little bit of merit so we can of course climb those rankings, and if you have a significant level advantage, you will see yourself doing a lot better, like that win I had earlier on, where 5 levels on every commander of course took me to the win. We had a good result here against Bojon, who's someone I've had a lot of back and forth with, particularly early on in the server. Very friendly and nice player, and we did actually get a surprisingly great result here, with it actually turning out favourably our side. And if you look, the gear there's not a huge swing here as regards to gear, but we do have a little bit of a level disadvantage. So I was surprised how that came out in our favour. I imagine there was probably a little bit of RNG in there. And then we did get zeroed very shortly after. You'll see we've had a couple of tough breaks as well at the same time. It's not all wins. We did fight against Mind Done here. In fact, I think I had these commanders sat in my my tactical fort at the time, and they came through and cleared us out. Gear, again, similar-ish levels to mine. Very strong formation. Saruman, of course, being well in the meta at the minute, or around the meta anyway, is one of the best White Council clearers, doing absolute work for him with over 100k damage. And my commanders just didn't really get going. I think there was probably an element of madness in here as well, with Saruman inflicting madness, or Sauron as well. And he's also used his counters on the troops here incredibly well, which is why you see so much damage on Dane Ironfoot, as you do have that large versus medium unit counter, which we see again when his second hit went through into my second team. Of course, we've got a massive gear disadvantage here, as the second team is just using whatever leftover purple gear I've got, but still, lovely hit from mine done here, inflicting a lot of damage. And I think we're going to see more of this with a mix of medium and large troops a lot of the time. Medium units do seem to be quite in the meta at the minute, because of the cheapness and use of small units, but as mediums get used more and more, I think we're going to see more large units used. So a combination like that, where you have a mix of medium and large, I think might sneak into the meta. You'll see here as well, similar thing with Jedi Vader. He's gone for a full large formation, actually using the tier 2 cave troll, and that's for exactly the same reason. It's taken advantage of that counter system, where there's such a huge swing with that 10% extra damage dealt and 10% less damage received. Even using a tier 2 like that does give you a massive advantage swing, and I don't doubt that even using full medium units, Jedi Vader probably would have beat me here, but with the counter system, it made it an absolute whitewash. So, yeah, I think we're going to see more of that in the meta. And you can see my Dane got wiped out instantly, dealt 45k of damage. My Gandalf, the white, only dealing 7k. So, yeah, very impressive result here. We have been fighting back and forth with mine. Of course, I've sung their praises all the way through this season. I think it's brilliant to see what was a Season 2 Fellowship when we met them really coming on strong like this. They've really leveled up, and I love seeing Season 2 Fellowships like Neon previously, a fellowship that I've obviously played with before, and I've said about quite a few times, and then mine as well. I love seeing these new Season 2 Fellowships really blossom into their own, and it's really great to see. So yeah, high praises for everyone really. And I think that's about it for battle reports. We haven't got a huge number, as I said. We haven't been as active as we should be. We should have a lot more for our season end one, where of course we will be trying to get merit to make sure we finish in that top 50. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it. If you want to subscribe, that would be amazing, and you can catch my other season updates coming in future. And of course, I will try and stream season start of my next season, as well as providing other videos like Commander and other guides as well. And with that, I've been HJW Gaming, and I really hope to see you on the next one.